Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining to you exactly why the Jedi slept naked. In Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin Skywalker wakes up in a panic attack, we clearly see that he hasn't got a top on. And this brings about a very interesting question in the Star Wars universe, specifically relating to Jedi, and that question is, do the Jedi sleep naked? And if so, why? Well, there's actually quite a lot of things that we need to cover before we answer that question. The first one concerns luggage. In Star Wars, specifically in the Clone Wars, it's very evident that Jedi are dispatched across the galaxy all the time to handle various galactic missions and battles. They're involved in diplomacy and politics, dispute, and all kinds of range of things, and they're always on the move. But not once do we ever see them carry luggage with them. And bearing in mind that the Jedi have to move about all the time across the galaxy and work up a sweat during their battles and their confrontations, it's very surprising that they do not carry luggage, and to a further extent any clothes or any necessities that they'd need in overnight stays. But presumably being so active and always moving about the galaxy, they probably wouldn't use the same clothes over and over and over again, and somewhere along the way, maybe every couple of days or so, their clothes would be cleaned or maybe replaced, or they would have extra clothing. But before we speak more specifically about the Jedi and what they wore, let's speak about uniforms in the Star Wars universe in general. When it came to uniformed officers of the Republic, it's pretty safe to assume that they had many duplicates of their clothes, because that's how uniforms are supposed to work. You have a slew on hand, they get washed in sequence as you wear them. So there were probably droids or maybe clones who cleaned their clothes and then gave them back to them, and they had a routine of what they were going to wear on which day, and that's how it's supposed to work. But what about the Jedi? The reason I asked this rather cynically is because, as I said earlier, the Jedi didn't actually have luggage and they were constantly moving about the galaxy. As a result, presumably, if you're going to keep your clothes even remotely clean in such a circumstance, then you'd have to wash your clothes every couple of days or so, and even more frequently than that if you were doing a lot of fighting or dealing with diplomatic matters or anything that worked up a great sweat, which the Jedi were often doing, obviously, as the generals of the clone army during the Clone Wars. And the only time that could happen would be when they weren't fighting. So the longest amount of time where that was possible was when they were asleep. And this gets us to the point of the video, and the question at hand is, did the Jedi sleep naked? Probably. Now, the reason I say the word probably and not certainly is because there are other theories out there that could actually explain the fact that the Jedi didn't need to sleep naked. One of them is that they had freshers, which were the shower units in Star Wars. These cleaned your clothes and your body somehow at the same time, even though there's no explanation as to how these worked, but that's one possibility. Another option is droids, specifically astromech droids, which attach themselves to starfighters, were carrying around a suitcase within themselves worth of clothing. It's a bit far-fetched, but you never know, it could be like a hidden thing that they could do. A third option is that there's a Jedi handler on board the Republic ships who makes sure that each individual Jedi's needs are seen to. This could have included clean clothing. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the evidence we have. What do you think? Do you think Anakin slept naked? Do you think all the Jedi slept naked? What do you think the deal was with the clean clothing situation in the Star Wars universe in general when it came to Jedi keeping clean and staying hygienic? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time for another one. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a great rest of the day, no matter where you are in the galaxy.